Today we try to tell which tower tops all others, and which tower falls short.
It's the bigger one.
What's that?
The bigger one is better.
Why do you say that?
It's bigger.
Well, I think there's more to it than that.
You said which tower is short.
No, I said which tower falls short.
Same thing.
Why don't we take a look at some of the details and we can find out...
Bigger is better. Move along.
Hello friends, I'm Josh, this is Josh Builds Stuff, and today we are looking at the brand new Avengers Tower battle set. This set was just released in June 2020, contains 685 pieces, is suitable for ages 8+, and costs $90. In this video we'll talk about all of the intricate details contained within this tower, we'll take a closer look at all of the minifigures, we'll talk about the build process while watching a speed build of this set, and of course, we'll do a quick comparison to see how this Avengers Tower stacks up against the previous version. All of that starting right now, so let's get into it. So let's quickly go floor by floor and take a look at all of the great details within. Starting with the first here, we have this garage, I'm going to call it, which opens to reveal this sweet looking hover bike, which, in my opinion, like I said, is pretty sweet. When we open that tower, on the left side we have that garage, on the right side we have an arc reactor, which is really great. We've seen Tony install an arc reactor in the base of his Avengers Tower previously, and so I think it's a really neat detail that that was included in this tower as well. There are even a few stickers in this room which show some controls for that arc reactor and how they are powering the tower. Moving on to the second floor, again we have a bunch of great details. On the left are Blazer and Taser, who are not American Gladiators but are in fact Stark suits, so named for their fire and ice abilities. The right side of this floor is pulling double duty, the first of which is to hold this great looking weapon rack where we've got Black Widow's blasters, Hawkeye's bow, and a few other accessories. The second thing going on the right side here is that we have the Infinity Gauntlet, which is currently wielding one Infinity Stone of two that are included in this set. The last thing worth mentioning about this floor is that it does have some outside playability where this window opens and we have access to our two suits from the outside. Jumping up to the third floor, again, a lot going on. On the left side here, we've got a prison cell of sorts for whichever villain we've caught. In this case, it's the main villain of this set, Red Skull. The prison has some nice details with the control panel on the side and can even open in the front. On the right side, we have that second Infinity Stone we were talking about, this being the Purple Stone, or the Power Stone. It's unclear if this is supposed to be the sphere that the stone was found in our Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, or if the device that we're seeing here is just supposed to be some other kind of analysis device. Either way, I think this little stone analysis stand looks pretty great and is a great addition to the tower. Like the previous floor, this floor also has a great play feature where, this being a prison cell, naturally you want to be able to break out of it by pushing on this little piece here. Our windows will pop out and that will give Red Skull a chance to escape. Now that we've made it to the fourth floor, we can see where Iron Man and Black Widow have been spending their time. On the right side we have a couple comfy chairs, including an Xbox controller and a telephone where we currently have Hawkeye on hold. And on the left side we have what I assume is supposed to be a TV where Tony Stark is playing video games. In this place he's playing a fighting game where Captain America is fighting Red Skull. This TV piece can be changed out when we realize there are more serious things going on, and we can switch over to the news where a news anchor is asking, "What is AIM?" On the left side of this floor we have a door to the balcony which sits alongside this great looking brick-built Avengers logo piece, and on that balcony there is yet another play feature where on the left side, if we pull out this piece here, the balcony collapses and whoever is on it falls to their doom. The very top floor of this set isn't much worth talking about. It's just another balcony with maybe a spot where Iron Man is supposed to land where his armor is removed from him, but without a lot of details here, that is left up to the imagination. So I think the tower itself here, with all of the great details and play features, is really great. The other great thing about this set is all the minifigures, so let's take a quick look at each of those. We've got Iron Man, who looks great and is relatively new, but unfortunately this is the same version of Iron Man that we get in a couple of the other Marvel sets that also came out this year, so it would have been nice to see something unique there. Speaking of unique, we do get two new Iron Man suits here, those being Blazer and Taser. These suits look great on their own, but also come with some pretty fun fire and electricity accessories. Also unique to this set is this Red Skull minifigure who is wielding his signature weapon, the Red Skull rocket launcher. The relatively new version of the Black Widow minifigure is also included with a couple of pistols and those great looking printed minifigure arms. Finally, we have a couple of AIM agents with some new creative looking guns and of course a grappling hook for scaling Avengers Tower. All in all, the tower by itself is really great looking, but I think all of these excellent minifigures really take it to the next level. Next, let's talk about the build because it was a fun one. If you had built the previous Avengers Tower, this build was very similar. Basically, you go floor by floor and assemble each little scene one at a time, and continuously build on top of each other. My least favorite part about a lot of builds is when they get really repetitive, and this one wasn't too repetitive. You spend a little time building the walls and the windows, but most of your time is spent building the accessories and details on each floor. Ultimately, that kept things pretty fresh, and that made the build fun overall. Next, let's see how this new Avengers Tower stacks up against its predecessor, the Attack on Avengers Tower set, which was released in 2015. Obviously, there are plenty of differences, but let's talk similarities first. So here are some things that are contained within both towers. Opening windows to let some Iron Man armors out, breaking windows to let the bad guys out, balconies that collapse, spots where we can study Infinity Stones, and of course some filler on some floors filled with Stark tech. Now let's focus on the less obvious and look at the differences between these two sets. The new version has a great accessory hover bike, whereas the old version, I guess the closest we got, was a deployable drone with some stud shooters on it. Both towers do have Avengers logos, however the old version were all stickers, whereas the new one is all brick built, which is, in my opinion, far superior. Speaking of the new tower being taller, it does contain 5 floors, even though only 4 of them are really populated with details, and the old version really only contained 3 floors. However, it doesn't do us much good to mention how much bigger and better the new tower is if we don't talk about price. The new tower is more expensive at around $90 for 680 pieces, whereas the old version was only $60 and it had over 500 pieces still. So the old tower does win in the price per piece count category. However, despite all of these differences, I think my choice is clear. I prefer the new tower in almost every category. I think it looks better, I think the minifigures are better, I think it has better play features, and overall the details of every little bit are just better. So maybe I'm just biased because the new tower is, well, newer and the old set's been around for a while, but I honestly believe that LEGO's gotten better about really detailing their scenes and that their sets really are getting better as time goes on. And I know this is a comparison, not a competition, but my vote still goes towards the new tower if I had to pick just one that I liked more. So my final opinion on this set is that it is very good. That $90 price tag is the only thing that I have a little bit of a problem with. Other than that, I think the set itself is excellent. The details are great, the playability is great, it has a bunch of great minifigures. Put all that together with the fact that you can close it up and it displays really nicely, I think this set is definitely worth buying, assuming it's within your budget. I am always interested to hear your opinions, so let me know what you think about this set in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you want more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. Again, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. That's not the Avengers. Dude, that's the A-Team. You're not singing the right... That's Star Wars.